Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe2 Love. It's good to be back. Obviously, there was no AEW on Wednesday, so of course that's why no review up yesterday. Uh, there should be AEW review sometime next week, um, reviewing the show that's going to be on Saturday, um, and along we'll in the same video will be my review of NXT Takeover 30. But now, uh, this is my review of the Go Home show before of NXT for Takeover 30. So, again, thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe. Also, click on that bell. Again, thank you. And let's get into the review, shall we? So the show started off with the first of two second chance qualifiers for the ladder match for the vacant North American Championship at Takeover. Uh, so this was Johnny Gargano versus Rich Holland because they didn't get pinned in their respective triple threat qualifying matches, so they got their second chance. I was looking at the match. We're kind of confused because this was Rich Holland's second NXT Global match. Um, of course, he's been on NXT Takeover, or excuse me, NXT UK. He has a very good look. You could say he has an interesting entrance. Here with Johnny, who was one of the best, it was kind of scary because, I mean, of course, it was a clash of styles. Now, there was rumors how Johnny took a spot because this was a pre-recorded match. But there was a spot dangerous that where Johnny landed on his head, and the match kind of stopped. Officials and Triple H and Shawn Michaels came out and checked on Johnny. He apologized, and the match resumed. When he saw the spot, it was first off, hats to Johnny for continuing the match, but I mean, just inexperience really with Rich Holland. The spot I'm talking about was Gargano and Holland. They were running into each other, and then Holland looked like a floater power slam or an attempt, but instead Holland didn't turn over all the way. So instead of Gargano landing on his back, he landed square on his head, and his neck kind of scrunched up a little. And you were curious because, I mean, Holland is a big guy, so with his weight all coming down on Gargano's head, that was crazy. So the match stopped for a few minutes, and then I assume, I assume when the match resumed, Gargano hit a super kick for a 2 count when he was in the corner. Uh, Holland hit a nice T-bone suplex for a 2 count. Um, there was a big clothesline by Holland, and then at the end of the match, Candice LeRae, she grabbed the leg of Rich Holland, behind the referee's back. Gargano kicked the middle rope for a low blow, and then Gargano hit the one final beat DT for the win. Gargano battles adversity and winds up winning and qualifying for Takeover 30. As expected, I mean, the end goal for Johnny Gargano is for him and Candice Ray to both be NXT champion and NXT Women's Champion. So ultimately, when I think about it, it doesn't make a lot of sense for Gargano to win. I could see Damian Priest or, Grimes winning. Those are my two favorites, simply because Bronson Reed, he pinned Damian Priest last week. But, I mean, who knows? Next, we saw Dakota Kai for Jessica Maya. This was kind of short. Dakota Kai, she won with the GTK. She said that she's not afraid of Io Shirai, how she'll be the next women's champion. And then Io came out and attacked Dakota Kai, and so they brawled for a bit, and then out of nowhere, when they were near the stage area, Raquel Gonzalez returns out of nowhere and blasts Io Shirai, and then they go back to the ring, and then Raquel hit a one-arm power bomb, and Io Shirai laid out, and that was how the segment ended. I mean, Dakota Kai, of course, listeners of NXT will know that how much I love Dakota Kai and how they have pushed her, but they never pushed her to the finish line. They haven't really went all in with her. Dakota Kai, obviously, she's done well as a heel. Io, of course, she won the title back at Takeover in Your House in that triple threat. Obviously, she should have been the champion before. But, I mean, Io, she's only had one title defense against Tegan Nox. And, I mean, it's difficult because she's only had the title for about 2 months. And I don't know if they're going to realistically take the title off her now, especially considering the rumors that she was going to leave NXT. So we'll have to see how it goes on Saturday. Tegan Nox had a short interview. She talked about Candice LeRae's comments last week and how their friendship, how it has mean so much to her, and that she's ready to talk with Candice. Clearly, their feud is still going on. Curious what's next for both of them. So then after that, we had a vignette to Finn Balor. He was talking about Dream, how this was kind of a message to all those who are upset that Dream has another chance at Takeover 30. Finn Balor said how Dream has gotten chance after chance after chance, and that after tonight it'll be Finn over. That was nice. So we went from that to Legado del Fantasma versus Breezango and Isaiah Swerve Scott. This was short and odd. Well, it was chaotic to start, and then at the end, a phantom driver by Escobar to Breeze for the win. I mean, so Breezango, they have been heavily underutilized. On the main roster, they didn't really get much of lick. And they were being looked at as comedy act. And usually when you're brought back down to NXT, it's usually for the better. They have undervalued in NXT. And part of that's the pandemic, part of that's because there's not really much tag teams in NXT, and that's kind of the main roster's fault. But, I mean, and Legado del Fantasma, I like them, but it's hard really to care. I mean, obviously we're going to get Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, which should be a good match, but it's like the meme behind it is not really much meme. I mean, I actually prefer Legado del Fantasma right now than Retribution. And so, there's that. After this match, it was actually announced that there will be a triple threat tag team match for the number one contenders for the tag team titles at Takeover 30 between Breezango, Raquel Wild, and Raul Mendoza, and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. That doesn't signify main roster-esque Vince McMahon booking. I don't know what is. Because, I mean, all three teams have, well, Wild and Mendoza are undefeated right now in six-man tags. But we haven't really seen them in a tag team match. Now all of a sudden we're just thrown into this tag team match. Number one contenders. Breezango, they just lost. They haven't really gotten a big shot since winning that triple threat number one contenders match between I believe it was Indusher and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. And I believe that was their last win. Or no, they beat Everrise. That was their last win. But still, they're in this. And Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. I mean, a while ago it seemed like they were feuding with Imperium. Then that momentum stifled. And then you have Oney Lorcan feuding with, or he was feuding with Timothy Thatcher. And then you had Danny Burch, who just lost to Karrion Kross. So it is what it is. My prediction is Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch down versus Imperium. Should be a fun match. So we'll see. After that, we had the Undisputed Era Pat McAfee segment. This was good for what it was. So the Undisputed Era came out in the entranceway. Pat McAfee came out with AJ Hawk, who former Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. He's a former NFL linebacker. Darius Butler as well. He's a linebacker. But so they came out with the back door. So Pat McAfee got in the ring. Same with Adam Cole, and Pat McAfee proceeded to cut a promo. A decent promo. He talked about how Adam Cole said he was the longest reigning NXT champion in history. How he's special. But since Pat McAfee knocked him out with one swift kick or punt, how special is Pat McAfee? And he said he's the next level. And that what the naysayers are going to say when he beats Adam Cole at TakeOver 30. So he said some other stuff, and then officials, referees, security, they came in to separate Pat McAfee and Adam Cole. Adam Cole wiped them out, and then Adam Cole got into Pat McAfee's face, and he said, and I quote, "I'm going to make you my bitch." So this was good for what it was. I mean, Pat McAfee, when I was watching NFL and Pat McAfee was playing, he is one of the best personalities you could say of the NFL when he was playing. However, this is not his element. This is not the NFL. This is NXT. I mean, I still have my opinion about it. Some people may like it, some people may hate it. It doesn't work. And I just hope that at TakeOver 30, that's the end of it. And, but nonetheless, it was a good segment, I would say. Afterwards, we had Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez, first Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart. This was short as well. Shotzi, she was isolated and then made the hot tag to Rhea Ripley. She powerbombed, Mercedes Martinez over the barricade on the outside on the concrete. And then Shotzi, she has sent on Aaliyah for the win. It's just so odd seeing Rhea Ripley, how she's fallen since that stupid decision to have her lose at WrestleMania 2, the Android Charlotte Flair. But this was fine, I guess. Afterwards, we had a pretty solid promo for Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee. Um, what more I could say? Hype for the main event. I wonder. It's disappointing because it doesn't feel like the top thing on NXT right now, but it is what it is. So after that, getting into the main event, Finn Balor versus Velveteen Dream, second chance for the ladder match at Takeover 30. This was good for what it was, but got kind of chaotic during the end. Cameron Grimes, he actually came out because the North American Championship was set up on the outside between two ladders. Grimes came out on one of the ladders. He was talking trash. He held the title in his hands. Yeah, he was talking trash to both the competitors at the end. And then Gargano came out. Reed came out. All the other competitors of in the ladder match came out, and chaos ensued. But then out of nowhere, Finn Balor was blindsided by Timmy Thatcher, and then he got rolled into the ring. Dream hit the Dream Valley Driver, hit a Purple Rainmaker for the win. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that. Now, do I think Dream's going to win the match? I don't think so. But this clearly to get more buzz around the situation. And in my opinion, I think Damian Priest or Cameron Grimes walks out Takeover 30 with the North American Championship. Anyway, so that's the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had to flow through this episode quickly because I have class and I have a meeting in a bit, but still hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see y'all back on Monday for Swole Review of topics as well as my NXT Takeover 30 review and AEW Dynamite review. So thank you all. Hope you have a good day. See y'all Monday.